Welcome to episode 60 of the Isla Paradiso bunch. In this episode, Craig will be completing his Chateau Crawl. He's spent the night in the chateau while Muriel and Muriel have been sleeping in their tents back at the base camp. But it's time for Craig to get up now, and he will continue on his quest. His objective is to enter the Landgrab Chateau. Well, he's inside, and then he's got to find documents and deliver the documents to Elliot St. James. So he looks like he's a bit hungry. There's a kitchen nearby, and he's also got some food in his inventory, some dried food. But if he didn't have any, there's a fridge there. He could get a quick meal from the fridge. We got rid of those traps along there, electric traps, by using the toilet. That's how we disabled those traps in the last episode. So he's gone back down to the kitchen to have something to eat. Then we'll get him to change into his everyday outfit and continue on his way with his search for... He's going to get some juice, I think. He's going to search for the papers. He's got into the dining room to sit down, all very formal, to eat his juice. It's a nice looking buffet table behind there. Now he's got to throw that away. We can't leave that on the table. So what does he do with it? Puts it on the floor under the chair. That's an exciting way of disposing of it. But it's gone. I can't see it. I think it just vanished. He's considering going fishing now. But now let's get you into your everyday outfit, Craig. There it is. Now he looks more like himself, and he's had some breakfast. He's had a good sleep. His hygiene's okay. His fun could be do with a bit of improvement. But anyway, now he can set off to do some more exploring around the chateau. In the previous episode, we discovered that he's got to go up the steps because when he stood on that floor switch, it disabled traps up the next level. So he's back up to the level where he slept on, but he does need to go to another higher level. What is he doing? He's already stood on there. He doesn't need to do it again. He could make the bed, but I don't think he will. He's having some evil cackles. Come on, there's a set of steps here you've got to go up, Craig. Is that something on that end table beside the bed that he should collect? Looks like it could be a fossilised watermelon or something. When you've got a household full of children, which is what they have got back in Isla Paradiso, I find it's quite good to get all sorts of inexpensive little trinkets for the children to have to take to school whenever necessary. I guess you get paid for them when they deliver them, but still. There's another door there that in a room that he hasn't been into yet. Oh, so he's going to have a bath. Might as well make yourselves totally at home, Mr. Craig. Now he's all set. Just a little nursery. Nothing much in there to see. You've seen it all, now go up the steps. I suppose he's got to look for the papers, and he needs to investigate every corner of the chateau in order to make sure he doesn't miss out on finding them. But they're up here somewhere. There's plenty of room in this chateau for more furniture. See all those traps? They got disabled when he stood on the floor switch in the other corner of the building, near the room that he was asleep in. So he's found a treasure chest. It's just got a vase in it. As soon as he gets to level 3 in his visa skill, we're going to buy them a house in France as well. They've got one in Egypt. They just need to get one in France and in China. Aha! There's the treasure chest he's looking for. It's got sparkles coming out of it. That's where he will find the papers that he's looking for. But there's a little treasure on the desk. You can collect that and then go get the treasure out of the treasure chest. Just get a little look at the room from the Sim's eye view. It is a pretty room with the green and the dark blue and the white outlined flowers. Well, he can head back now and report in. We've done a pretty thorough job of the chateau. Once he's reported in, I think I'll let him have a little rest. He can go and play his snake charming thing to whoever he wants to play it to. And we'll get Muriel to go through a tomb. Because there's a few tombs in France that are not part of adventures, and we haven't done them yet. So that's what we're going to do next, after Craig has reported in. Deliver documents. Oh, there's the raccoon off back there in the path. We always try to see the raccoon if it's around. It's in most of the games. It's just standing there having a think. So here he goes, he's on his bike and back to Elliot's and James so he can report in with his documents that he's found. You should get ancient coins, visa points, and improve relationship with Elliot St. James when he delivers the documents. Looks like he's not at home. He must be at the store. Is that the cafe? So, what's he say? Incredible! According to Landgrab's documents, he was attempting to locate the tomb of Anastasia's ancestor, Jean Nacro. Anastasia tricked him into sending men to the wrong location, and they were never seen again. This explains Landgrab's sudden departure shortly after the kidnapping. He didn't want anyone to find out. Well, the facts will soon be dispensed in my new book. I thank you again for your efforts. Craig earned 400 ancient coins, 70 visa points, and increased his relationship with Elliot St. James. Then he decided to entertain the locals with his snake charming right in the middle of the cafe. That should chase the customers away for a while. That's Jean-Claude, I think, the guy with the long blonde hair. We'll see Muriel visiting his house shortly. There's Muriel and Muriel having a chat. Muriel's finally got her umbrella fixed. But Muriel has now got to go off to do a tomb. And the tomb I'm going to get her to do is at the ancient burial ground. Remember how the first tomb they did when they got to France was at the ancient burial ground? But there's 2 more tombs behind it. And there she is, sitting there with her laptop behind the ancient burial ground. There's a couple of pushable statues there that look rather inviting, and also the grass is discoloured in a couple of patches. And I think I can see a floor switch. So she can put away her snake charming out gear, and she can go and stand on that floor switch and see what happens. Aha! Hidden steps revealed. She'll have to go down them. No, she wants to run off home somewhere. Down the steps she goes and into the tomb. This is only a very small tomb, but it's important because we're after all of the tomb collection, and there is a part of the tomb collection in this tomb. And she forgot her Pangu's axe. But Craig's got it, so I quickly transferred it across, so she's got it for the rest of the tomb. Now she's got to push those pushable statues out of the way because she needs a heart keystone, and it's hidden on a little table, a pedestal in the middle of the circle. That's just lit up a wall trap with flames coming out of it. And she needs to collect some ancient coins to make space so she can move the next pushable statue out of the way. There's the heart-shaped keystone on that pedestal in the middle there. But she might as well get all the ancient coins while she's there, which means she's got to push a few of these statues around. And each one she pushes ignites another trap. She's having an evil little laugh as well. Now, I'm experimenting with the gamma on my game that I'm recording with because I had it set to overcome some of this darkness, but then it seemed to me that all my videos are very washed out. So now I've put it back to default settings. So I'll just have to see how it goes. It could be... So we've got to pull the statues back onto their floor switches to shut those traps down. Yeah, it could be that I'm going to have to fiddle with the gamma a bit more, but I'm not sure. Because this is a lot darker. That picture I'm seeing here now is a lot darker than what I was seeing in the actual game. There she goes to insert the heart-shaped keystone. Enter the tomb. There's a few treasures to collect in this room, and there is a dive well she needs to dive into, because she's going to need another keystone to get through that locked door. At least the axe is very dramatic in this darkness. She's just got to go into the next room, but there's a rock pile in the way and she can't clear it from the other room. Yes, swim through there. And there's a couple of things. There's the heart-shaped keystone. It's a gargoyle or something. It's not part of the tomb collection, it's just a treasure. The speedy way to get through those rock piles. Now there is a couple of rooms to get into yet, so insert the keystone, go through that door, and she's completed this tomb. She's got some points for completing the tomb. Collect some treasures there. You know, I think when this loads up to YouTube lightens it a lot, because things that I watched that I had loaded on YouTube were a lot lighter and paler than what I saw when I was doing my narration. So this darkness I'm seeing now might vanish when it gets up onto YouTube. We'll wait and see. Now that's a French sigil of the Smuggler's Cavern, I think it is. That's part of the tomb collection. So she's got that. That's what we were really after, but she might as well get all the treasures. Have a look through that window. Just for the heck of it, doesn't do any good. But there is a hidden door there that she can inspect and find and get through to get some more treasure. There's a drop of stone and some ancient coins. A sarcophagus. See what else is there. There could be some more things on the floor, I think. Spin it around. Yes. No, she must have picked them all up. Oh, she got those ancient coins, didn't she? Oh no, there's still something else there. Okay, come on, there's one more room to do. Another door to go through. Now it doesn't matter which rubble pile she clears first here. There's 3 of them. And there's 2 pushable statues, and it doesn't matter which one she pushes first, because I've done it both ways and they work exactly the same. Now there's a door in the middle that she's got to open and go through. Some more treasures to find and a sarcophagus to look inside. This is the last room for the tomb. That's only a tiny tomb. And you better pull that light on the wall there. And you're going to collect those treasures first, right? Aha, it is able to be pulled. Reveals a hole in the floor and turns on a purple light. Just a bit of treasure in there. But if your sim was really poor, it could be very important to find all of the treasures. But these sims are not poor at all. I mean, game's been going for such a long time now, and they've sold a lot of harvestables and done lots of things back in Isla Paradiso before they even started going on their journeys in the World Adventures worlds. So she can go back up those steps. Now, The tomb that she did last time they were there, which is the tomb of the ancient burial ground that you get off the board, that tomb is still open, and it has actually got treasures in it again, because some of the treasures come back each time you leave France. So we'll get her to run through that other tomb, that she's in it now, and we'll just get her to run around and collect all the extra treasures. She doesn't have to complete the tomb. When we did it the first time, there was 2 sims to run through this tomb because I had to find everything, but this time all she's got to do is pick up a few treasures. All of the treasures don't come back, just a few of them. So she's just going to run through, and then it'll be time for her to sleep, and she can spend the night in the tomb, I think. Because there is a tent in here. She doesn't need to have a tent. She's got a tent. She could use her own tent, but I think she should use the tent that's in here. It's quite quick to get all the treasures. That's the tent she's going to sleep in tonight, with the skeleton beside it. I don't think she's creeped out by that skeleton. Not going to worry about mourning anything, because I think all of the triggers have been triggered that happen when you mourn. This is all just extra stuff. I'm pleased that they can find their own way through that maze. It'd be terrible having to direct them all the way through it every time. So now, when she's finished this, she'll have done 2 of the tombs in this ancient burial ground, but there's still another one, and that's what she'll be doing tomorrow when she wakes up. And it's a bigger tomb and takes longer to do. Just that she couldn't do it all today because we had to complete Craig's adventure this morning, and she only started this adventure in the afternoon. So she's finished 2 tombs basically in one evening or an afternoon. So she'll be getting pretty tired by now. Of course, this was an easy tomb, and of course when they come back again to France, we can run through this tomb again. There'll be more treasures in it again. Just keeps coming back. Every time you leave the world, it resets. Some of the treasures reset, not all of them. So I think she's got most of it. There's still another, there it is, on the floor there, ancient coins. And there's a few more things in the next room, and then she can go have a sleep. That's the steps to the exit just there, but she's going to go back to the entrance to get into that tent and have a sleep. Now we need to go and check on what the others are doing, because they should be sleeping too. Muriel snoring in her tent, or in the tent that's in the tomb. Yeah, I took a screenshot. See, the screenshot's not as dark, and that's what Muriel's doing. She's sleeping. She got herself a bed, and of course Craig, he is doing his civic duty. He's keeping everybody awake who decided to sleep in the beds, the dormitory at the lower level of the base camp. There's some rather tired and angry Sims there. That woman there with the yellow top and skirt on, she was just absolutely furious with him just before I started recording this, and now there's pink hearts going between them. It was her anger with him that made me want to start recording it, but nobody else is showing the anger that got me to record it. There's Meryl. She's come downstairs, and she must have had all the sleep she thinks she needs, or else Craig woke her up, and she was upstairs sleeping in a special bedroom by herself. these are all the Sims that missed out on the big beds upstairs and had to do communal sleeping down here. So he's had enough. I guess he'll go to sleep. Well, this is the end of the video. I'm ending it here because although it's a bit short for the usual Isla Paradiso bunch videos, the next part of the tomb that Muriel is doing, and she's sleeping in at the moment, will take nearly half an hour to do. And I don't really want to break it up, so I'll end this one here with a picture of the unicorn drinking. So happy simming, and hopefully I'll see you next time, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye bye for now.